Hey, everybody. How are we doing? Welcome to Wellness for Wealth TV, Life Strategies with Nat. For lovely entrepreneurial women in their pursuit of greater wellness, wealth, and life fulfillment. Welcome. We're on episode 66. I can't believe it. And we have a beautiful guest today, very talented Fiona Catchpowle. And she is going to talk to us about how to keep your mindset right online. Now, I met Fiona when I was speaking at the International Women's Day Conference last year in Marbella. And she was the MC and she was awesome. We had a ton of fun. And then I later learned that she was an expert social media, particularly with Facebook. But I'm going to let her kind of introduce herself for everyone who doesn't know her so well as I do. So Fiona, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for asking me.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So Fiona and I were chatting last Sunday and I thought, wouldn't it be awesome for her to come on? Because I know that a lot of people are feeling a little overwhelmed online right now because everybody's online. And I don't know about you, but I know that when I was first starting, I was so worried about the number of likes I was getting and all the comments. And maybe you can dispel some things. Maybe talk to us a little about that myth. How can we get into peace with that?
Oh, I know. It's a really tough one because it's something that I've been talking about for a long time. I've been in this space for like 10 years now, just as Facebook pages were a thing. And I noticed way back then kind of that chasing that like on the vanity metric, as we call it, for our own self-esteem, because we do like to be liked. We have to be honest. We like that sensation. Okay. It's a compliment. It's a pat on the back. But we've gone a step too far with it. And that's kind of where my fascination with Facebook started all of those years ago now. And then I kind of stumbled, you could say, into social media. I have been fascinated with online things as a bit of a hobby. I published an ebook 15 years ago to do with buying a property in Spain. That's how it started, because they said, write about what you know. And that's just so true even today. And I had bought a property with my husband, my family, and they'd called and said, right, you need to come and do a snag report. Pardon? What's one of those? So we got to Spain and eventually, and I thought, right, that you have to go and check all the details in your property and then it's your responsibility. So I wrote a book about it, built a website using Microsoft Front Page. And that's how my online career started, really. And then when all the social media started, I was like, oh, this could be interesting. And then we eventually steered into Facebook. But I started to teach people how to use Facebook. And business owners, particularly female business owners, mostly from Costa Women, who you all know very well. And to show them that if they could understand how the content gets out there into Facebook land, and why chasing that vanity metric isn't necessarily the right thing to do. And so we find ourselves now today with my Cybergun Academy, teaching everybody in bite-sized pieces how to do lots of different skill sets to do with social media. But particularly my passion is explaining to people the science of like in the framework of Facebook, and why you shouldn't let that overwhelm you, and find your story. I like to say, think local, not global, because you still have that little small collection of people that are going to know, like, and trust you first of all, and start it from there and build your engagement and reach from the people in your kind of like inner tribe before you then expand it. And do you want me to explain the problem with the like, or shall I let you get a word in edgeways?
You know what? I think it would be really good because I like how you said that vanity metric. And I'm going to say, hey to Melissa, I'm glad you found us. But yeah, explain a little bit further.
Okay. So you remember it when you were using Facebook in the beginning? It was all about how many friends you had. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And so in theory, the more friends you had, the more popular you were. But what Facebook is very clever at is the psychology and the wording that they're using, but that we kind of still fall into that trap with even now. And so you don't really have Facebook friends. You might have some friends. They might be really genuinely people that you could connect with in real life, but it's actually just a data point for Facebook. It's just a number, it's a person. And then those friends become can be page likes. So they used to be called page fans, and then they changed the terminology to page likes.
Yeah.
Okay. And you were told in the very beginning that the more page likes you had, the more people would see your content. Okay, so it starts from there. But in actual fact, then, when Facebook started to grow and grow and grow exponentially, I think it was like the fourth, if it was a country, it was going to be the fourth largest country in the world. And now it's like by way like the biggest country in the world, if it was a country or something like that. And so they then had to introduce something called the algorithm. It was about 6 years ago. So that actually was then able to customize your feed, your news feed for you. Which, by the way, do you know why it's called a news feed?
Why?
Because it's supposed to be a feed of newsworthy items.
Huh.
That's
Is
where,
that still what it's like supposed to be like today?
yeah, well, but your newsfeed tends to get, it's maybe not so newsworthy as it used to be, but they're trying to get it back there. So they very much focus on your personal connections and your interests, okay? And what can end up happening with the kind of like the science of newsfeed, if you like, you can get trapped in this little vortex and this little bubble of the constant similar flow of information from the same people and the same pages. So there are things that you can do to shake it up a little bit just for your own sanity. But the thing that they did with the algorithm was if you were to actually scroll your news feed, it would be like something like 150 Big Ben towers. Like if you'd have to sit there for every piece of content that you've actually shown interested in, or every page that you've liked or group that you're a member of, every friend that you know, if you were to see every piece of content, there would be no time. So Facebook curates that content for you, and it's initially based on your page likes.
Okay. So the
Okay.
pages that you like, not necessarily the groups.
Yeah, well, and your activity on Facebook. So these days, you tend to see more. They've actually kind of rejigged the algorithm for personal and groups. But when it comes to businessy content, so page content, it will be determined initially on page likes. And that's also how you're targeted for Facebook advertising. It's actually clear and transparent on Facebook as well. So whenever you see an advert go up your newsfeed next time, click on the three dots at the top right, and then it'll say why you're seeing this ad. And you can click in there and you'll see all the different parameters. Now at the bottom of that, there's a little grayed out box and it says manage your ad preferences. And you can go through there and it'll show you why you're being shown certain ads based on your activity on Facebook products. So that's across everything, and also any website that has the Facebook pixel code. Right?
Ah, interesting.
So it's all based on lots of different parameters, but one of the primary ones is where you start to get your page likes from. Now, what I'm trying to do here is like kind of reverse engineer it, because obviously you're a business people and you have a certain number of page likes and you feel like you want more, but you actually don't really need to worry about the number of likes that you have. You need to worry about the quality of the page likes, not the quantity. So the vanity metric is the quantity, right? Because I bet if you all sit and think for 1 minute, how many pages have you liked on Facebook over the last year? Can you remember? Right. Right. Did you know there's a place you can go and find out to see how many pages you've liked? And then go, geez, did I like that? Did I? God, what's that one? Now, you need to go and do your Facebook housework on a regular basis, because what we do is somebody asks us to like a page.
Mm-hmm.
And based on behavior, and because this reciprocal paying somebody a compliment, we want to be seen to be doing the right thing. And we think we should like that Facebook page. So we like it because somebody really nice like Natalia asks you to. Okay. And you go, oh, I want her to be happy. I don't want her to think I'm being rude. Right. So we have this social convention that Facebook has tapped into. And so we like a Facebook page because somebody asks us to, but we may not actually be really interested in that content.
Mm.
And so in actual fact, we're doing you a disservice if we like it without looking. So when everybody asks me to like a page, and I teach this to my cyber heroes, well, I first of all teach them, don't ask people to like pages. Ask them to look at your page. So you don't chase that vanity metric of anyone and everyone just in case. And well, they might know someone who knows someone who knows someone. So that when that person has looked at your content, if they then decide to like your Facebook page, they have a much higher value to you as a page content creator, because Facebook then goes, okay, you guys are a match. The next time you post something, we will show it to you. But if you like without really liking, Facebook's going to go, well, do you know what? We haven't got time to show you this. So we're going to show you something else. You've made a mistake. You don't really like it. And so you then, as the page owner, if you've gone down this road of, I need the page likes, I need the pat on the back, I need my self-esteem, propping up, and you chase the numbers, this is why your organic, your reach can go down. Because if you've grown your page with the wrong kind of people, proportionally speaking, your reach goes down based on your page likes. So if you had 300 page likes today, and you are only getting a reach of, say, 200 people each time you put a piece of content out there. 200 is not bad out of 300, that's like 66% reach, which considering the industry standard says that it's like you're lucky if it's 1%. Trust me, when you become a cyber hero, that never happens anyway. So, but if you then start with your 300, 200 of them are seeing it, and then you chase that vanity metric and you invite people and you just go, okay, well, I want to have like 400 page likes. But it turns out that extra 100 people maybe don't really see it, but maybe you get an extra 20. So now you've got 220 reach out of 400. And so your percentage reach has gone down by chasing the vanity metric. Did the mathematics blow your head then?
This is gold, Fiona. Like, seriously, because no, it's funny because it's so true. And it kind of goes back to this whole thing about being authentic, quality over quantity. And like, I'm the same way, because I get tons of people requesting me to like their page, and I'm guilty. Like, I've definitely sent it out, but I don't do that anymore because A, it's not genuine, and B, like, it's true. Like, when someone asks me to like their page or their group, like I'm guys, let me know if you relate to this, but I'm sure you are all getting bombarded with, join my group. It's all about creating that relationship first, and then offering you, hey, do you want to join my group? I think you'd be interested, genuinely interested. And if not, then you wouldn't offer them that option. That's how I do it anyway. That's how I approach it.
Absolutely.
It makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. And it goes back to this whole, like, trying to retrain your brain that it's not, don't feel bad for not liking the same things. Like, we're all different, right? We're all not gonna like the same things. We're all someone's going to resonate with us more than someone else, and that's okay.
But it's also the clever use of words that Facebook. So it's that like thing. So you're better off to have more post likes, so likes on your content, than you are page likes. Okay. And you can actually reach people outside your page likes, you know, because if you post some really good content and some of your core people then react to it and comment, then it sends ripples out to their friends, okay, and their connections. And Facebook does the work for you. So it joins the dots for you and will show it to more people for free without you having to pay, without you having to worry about how many page likes you've got, because that's how the algorithm works. Okay. And so if you've got quality fans, that will start to happen naturally anyway, if you're posting relevant and meaningful content and tuning in to your own message and what it is you want to share with people. You know, who you are, what you do, and why people should pick you. And it doesn't need to be any more complicated than that, especially at the moment when you feel like you want to rise above the noise. So you think, okay, well, I'm going to post every day, and oh, I didn't post 5 minutes ago, I better go and do something on Twitter, or I better, oh my god, when was the last time I did Instagram? And at the end of the day, okay, you just got to sit there and think, okay, so what I am posting, is it relevant and meaningful? Is it adding value to anybody, or is it just driving me crazy?
Yeah.
You know, are you in the hamster wheel of creating social media content because you're living in the old mindset and the habit that we've got into of chasing the vanity metric? So all of the cyber heroes, when they come into, you know, come in and they get this, they go, oh my goodness. And I think it was just after we'd spoken, it was Sheila and Nadine who came on my program from Mindfully Slender. They had couldn't get this whole social media. They were good at what they were doing on the social media, but they felt like they were on this hamster wheel situation. And then when you start to understand the vanity metric and the rule of three, kind of, which helps you pace yourself, look forward in your story. It's like a book. So, you know, you turn the page of the story and you can plan what you're going to write over a certain time period, but it doesn't have to be set in stone.
Yeah.
And you can schedule. I only really like it if it's in inbuilt Facebook scheduling. I know there's been lots of studies done on third-party tools and things like that, but I'm just not a personal fan of them.
Yeah. Me too.
And because otherwise, I think the risk with doing too much scheduling is that you leave it and you forget, and you're not there being present with your fans and reacting with other content as well. So that's important as part
Things
of
change
posts.
too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I like the idea of the story, and hey to Janice, hey to Sakshi, who are watching. And Sakshi says exactly, totally resonate with that. It is obvious that common things are common and uncommon things are uncommon. Let it be a footprint that we are uncommon to be common in common things.
Okay. Wow. That's very deep. But yeah, it's
She's always got good stuff.
okay, cool. So yeah, it's just that you don't feel pressurized is my message, really.
Yeah.
And that if you take a step back, and look at yourself holistically as well. I always start with Facebook because I just think it has all of those capabilities. It's got a bit of science behind it. It's got the linguistics. It's got the images. So you kind of get the whole kit and caboodle with Facebook.
Yeah.
But I talk about in the rule of three, a holistic approach to Facebook. So you actually then looking at the whole pieces of content, how you say it, what images you put with it, and the sentiment behind it, because that computer, those damn artificial intelligence, right? They understand inference now as well. So they've taught those computers how to understand like an implied interest, and in multiple languages. I mean, that's just ridiculous. But you have to start kind of thinking. I told people before to think of the algorithm or the artificial intelligence like pixies and fairies. and you're playing with the words and how you put the words together so that you kind of trick them into going, that's a good one. That's a good one. And then I kind of, like, maybe it's a little bit crazy, sorry people, but like when when you're a kid and you have pictures of like the little men running around in your head, or there's little men in your stomach and things like that, and your parents tell you all these fairy stories. But I find that I think of the algorithm as a kind of as a person that I'm trying to trick, and that we're kind of in cahoots with each other. And I'm going to phrase it like this, and I'm going to add this emoji so I turned up and I'm a real person, and things like that. So
it's the emojis too. I'm so curious.
yeah, when you click in that white box on your Facebook page where it says write something, okay, you actually have a whole toolkit of things that Facebook have given you to make your posts go further. Okay, so you have feelings in there. You can say you're feeling excited, you're feeling sad, you're feeling inspired. You can say that you're thinking about doing things differently or thinking about the meaning of life. You can put emojis in your posts, and those are all triggers and signs to the algorithm and artificial intelligence that a human turned up. The only way you can apply some of those tools is you doing it and being there and being present. So you kind of get an extra gold star from Facebook for doing that in some respects. So have a good look around the toolkit that you actually have when you open that box, because Facebook have given you things to make it easy.
So it's all about being authentic. It's all about being genuine, quality over quantity.
Yeah.
This is how we protect our mindset, team, when we're online.
Yeah.
And maybe one last thing, if it's like, because I know there's tons of people giving free content out there. And there's lots of like people feeling maybe a bit lost in the crowd, like, oh, do I have to offer everything for free? And how do I, stay above? And I think we talked about a lot of good things, like, making sure your content is authentic, speaking to your ideal client, speaking to, your ideal audience, right? Do you have kind of like tidbits on that? Any thoughts?
Oh, I lost you for a split second then. It went funny. Do I have any advice on?
Any thoughts on, protecting your mindset with all the free content, with saying that you don't have to, it's not a competition, like.
So as the creator, so for your people that are creating content now, and people in their niche are providing it for free, should they provide it for free? Is that what you're asking?
Or like, let's say if people are being like, they're feeling a bit, do I have to offer everything for free as well?
Right.
Or like, how do I stay on the game? Like,
I think you have to look at your marketing strategy or your business plan first of all. Okay, because if you start to do things for free now, where is that going to fit in your marketing strategy in 6 weeks' time or 8 weeks' time? Okay, and just because you're going to give something for free, is that going to be a value? Is it going to actually represent value to the person that's receiving it if they get it for free? You can end up being in a situation where your business model is then like not really reflecting you, because if you start to go down the free road too much, I think the free comes in the value and the turning up and being there and the support. If you can convert something that you've got to free and it feels comfortable, and you don't feel like you're bombarding people with more free stuff, because like you said, there's so much free stuff out there, but you might be having like this fear of missing out situation. Okay. Then then I think you've got to stop for a second, sit and think, is there something that I can adapt, perhaps to bolt on? But other than that, I would stick with the plan, stick with your, the belief in yourself that what you have is a good product and a good service. If you want to add value, can you maybe reduce it or extend the payment scheme, or offer something in the future, like or offer something perhaps that would be like a pay it forward, perhaps, if you come and join me now, I can offer you something in the future for a friend, or maybe like a gift with purchase kind of idea. But if I wouldn't feel pressurized into giving something away for free, if it was never in your intention to do so, and if you're only doing it because of it's a fear of missing out, I would take deep breaths, stay calm, and speak to Natalia.
Thank you, darling. No, but it's true though. It's I'm glad that you said that, because I feel the exact same way. And it's about having that strategy. It's about having that plan. It's about having that vision, not just for your business, but for your life, right? Like, and really, staying strong and believing in yourself, like you said.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm dying to be a cyber hero now.
You would be most welcome.
So before we go, maybe tell us a little bit about, Cyber Hero, how we can join you, where we can find more about you, because it's been just wonderful having you.
Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you. It's been wonderful being here. Thank you for asking me. Well, I have my website, which is fionacatchpowle.com, and there's a little area that you'll see on the top there called the Cyberground Academy. The best place to start connecting with me is, no surprise, there on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/askcybergram. I don't think I verified my qualifications. Yes, I am a grandma. I'm not just throwing that around. It's a very precious commodity. And I happen to be a grandma that works in cyberspace. So that's where the Cybergram came from. So my Facebook page is facebook.com/askcybergram. But you'll also see my name will pop up as Fiona Catchpowle. And then at the moment, I'm doing Cybergram TV every day at 9:30 a.m. It started off by talking to my cyber heroes and saying, how are you? Let's just keep our skills going here. And then I didn't broadcast for a couple of days. And then when I came back, I said, how are you? And they go, well, where have you been? Where have you been? So then I went, oh, okay. It says, well, no, we want you back here every day at 9:30 because it keeps us going. So I've promised I will continue to broadcast live every day at 9:30 till the end of May. And then the Cyberground Academy group that you can join if you want to start, mixing with the cyber heroes and getting a little bit of some free top tips. But the courses are all available from my website. And I post all the links regularly on my Facebook page. I've got one next week, which is a Facebook mechanics, I call it. So it's all the button pushing, all the little tools and tips and tricks, including the rule of 3. So that kicks off next week. It's just a 2-day course, so over 2 days. Then 2 weeks after that, I have Twitter with a guest speaker, the one and only Ali Meehan. So it's not just Facebook we're doing in the academy, you see. I'm pulling in guest lecturers to cover other topics that are maybe not my specialist subject. But we're doing in what I call a bootcamp format. So you sign up, you come into a special Facebook group, you have loads of resources there. We deliver a live tutorial with screen sharing, and you can all chat to each other. We set you a daily challenge, off you go. Then you come back to class the next day. We deliver some more tutorials, and I found that works really, really well. Everybody's in the same boat, and you're trying to learn together. I find it's a hand-holding experience. It's virtual learning, or distance learning for grown-ups. That's what I'm calling it.
Love it. I love it. Well, that's awesome. I hope you guys had a really good time with us tonight, and that you have the tools and, just the confidence to just be authentic online. Don't feel pressured, and just have fun, right?
Absolutely.
That's what it's all about. So
find your inner storyteller and And
It's all about storytelling. It really is. And I wish we had so much more time, but we'll have to have you back because that's another story. It's another story for another day, isn't it?
Okay, absolutely. We'll let everybody go.
I'm sure everyone would be like, no, tell us more.
It's a secret. I'm not telling you.
All right, guys, have a wonderful evening. And
Thank
thanks
you for having me.
See you guys soon.
See you. Bye.